Hello and welcome to the first tutorial of our new series built over Flutter, MongoDB and Express. In this tutorial, we are going to configure Node.js for our Windows, and also we shall be learning some Node.js basics to go forward. But before moving into our actual tutorial, make sure you have hit the like button on this video. It shall only cost you 2 seconds of your life, so make sure you have hit that like button. And now let's get started. So first thing first, let's install Node.js onto our system. So for doing that, we can head on to our browser, and under the following website of nodejs.organization, you should be downloading the Node.js for the latest stable version if you are a Windows user. So you can simply press save and Node.js shall be downloaded onto our actual system. But I already have Node.js under my system, so I should be cancelling it. So once you have installed Node.js, we should be moving under our My PC. And here you should be pressing right click and opening the properties of your entire Windows, and onto our properties move under advanced system settings, and onto the system variables let's move here, and here onto our system variables you should be adding the path of your Node.js where you have installed the following Node.js. This shall be helping us in operating Node.js over our command line, so you can simply press OK and OK from here as well. So now if I move into my terminal, and here if I simply type node, I will be getting the following node console in which I shall be performing certain operations. Let's say 1 plus 1, which is 2. And if you don't see the following node console, make sure you have added the system variables under your system, that is command line. So with this said, let's make the actual thing happen. So now what I will be doing is create a new folder onto our desktop for the following tutorial series. And here let's move onto our desktop. And here I will be creating a new folder. So let's have Node.js, just like this. Cool. So let's go under the following folder. So here I can simply say code and dot for opening the following code editor under our Visual Studio Code. So let's open it up here. Alright, so if everything went right, you should be seeing Visual Studio Code in front of your eyes. So once you are under your Visual Studio Code, you can open the terminal from this side or press Ctrl and J over Windows. And onto our terminal, press or right click and move the panel to the right side, so it will be more precise and more awesome. So onto our terminal, first of all we shall be initializing an empty package.json file. The package.json file shall be similar to our pub/YAML file under the case of Flutter. And if you observe, under our pub/YAML file we have been getting all of the configuration of our project, and similarly onto our package.json file you will be watching the entire configuration of our system. So for getting the following package.json file, you should be writing npm init-y, just like this. Cool. So we are getting our command that we have wrote the following file here. And if I open my following file, here you should be seeing some boilerplate code, just like the name of our application, the version, description, main and etc. Now the most important thing here is the scripts. The entire script shall be defining over how are we compiling our entire JavaScript file onto our terminal. And let me tell you that we will be using TypeScript instead of JavaScript. Now don't get hyper off. TypeScript is just exactly like JavaScript, but it comes with more features, more amazing features for your kind information. Now if you are new to TypeScript, watch the following tutorial that is shown onto your following screen. This tutorial, that is a crash course, shall be consisting everything that you should be needing for getting started with TypeScript. So once you have watched that tutorial, you should be moving on frankly with TypeScript. So now what I will be doing is create a new file called as app.ts. Now consider the following app.ts just like our Flutter thing of main.dart. So here under our app.ts, first of all I can say console.log. And here I will be simply console logging a new thing of let's rock, just like this. And now let's open the following file onto our terminal. So you know what, we need to convert the following TypeScript file under a JavaScript file. So I will be doing one thing for the sake of this tutorial. I will be creating a tutorial thing over. So for running the following file onto our application, I will be simply writing here node and the name of the file, which is app.js. Press enter. Cool. So we are getting our output, which is let's rock, just like this. So this was just a basic print statement that we should be using under node. Cool. So once we have got our new file, let's install some of the packages from the NPM itself. So first thing first, what I will be doing is expand the following thing here. And here, first of all, I will be installing npm install TypeScript. After getting the following TypeScript, I will be installing nodemon. Let me write the following command first and I will be explaining to you it later. So you can install the following two dependencies for now. Press enter. But before that, let's make our spelling right of TypeScript and press enter. Alright, it should be L, press enter.
A few moments later.
Alright, so we have got our entire package up and ready. And now I will be installing some of the developer packages as well. That is the dependencies. So here you can simply say npm install dash dash and save. And after this, I will be simply installing TSNode. And after installing TSNode, I will be installing types / for node1. Press enter. Cool. So once everything is installed, let's clear it once. And now I will be creating a new tsconfig.json file which shall be helping us in converting our TypeScript code under a JavaScript one. So for this purpose, you can simply say tsc-init just like this. Cool. So here we are successfully able to create a new file of tsconfig. Cool. So now what I will be doing is mentioning some of the different options. So under library, we shall be using the module of ES 2017. So here let's have ES 2017 and here I can simply say of DOM1, and under this you should be seeing two different options for root directory and output directory. So under root directory you should be writing here a source, and under output directory you should be writing here a public, so that the entire root folder shall be here under a folder of source. So let's create a new folder of source and paste our app.js file under it. Let's move it here. And after this, let's have one more folder of public, and under public we should be having a new file of app.js as well. So now what I will be doing is remove the following JS extension from this file and convert this file under a TS1 just like this. Cool. So the error is gone and now we are good to go. So you can close this file off, and here if I simply say console.log, let's say some random thing of let's rock. Now if I open my terminal, and onto our terminal I will be writing here a command of simply console logging the following file. But before console logging the following file onto our terminal, we need to make some changes under our packet.json file. So here we should be writing some of the scripts so that the entire process will be automated. So first of all, we should be writing here a script for a start, and under start I can simply say node of public / app.js, that is JavaScript file, and after that I will be having one more script for the deployment process, and under this we should be taking help from nodemon that we have just installed, and under this I can simply say source / app.ts, or not fires but ts. Once the following script shall be executed, we should be having one more script for our build, and under our build we should be writing the following command of TypeScript -p, which stands for partial, and we should be adding here a dot operator which is period. So let's press enter and let's try it out. So let's close this file off, open our terminal, and here I should be writing here a new script of npm run dev. Let's press enter. Cool. So our nodemon is executed, and if you check onto our terminal, we will be getting here an output of let's rock. And now if I make some changes into it and press enter, you should be seeing that the changes will be asynchronous and we will be getting all of our results accordingly. So once we have now configured our entire file successfully onto our terminal, let's get into basics of Node.js. Now I won't be covering all the things that everybody covers, that is about the file system modules and etc. I will be only covering the topics which are important under our deployment. So first thing first, onto our app.ts file, I can simply say import http from a new module of http. Now this is a way for importing packages onto our file, just like this as we did in Flutter. So here under this file I can simply say http dot create a new server. So here let's have create a new server. Under this it will be requiring a new function. So here let's have a new function, and under our function it will be requiring two different arguments. First of all, let's have a request and also a response. just like this. So onto an entire function, I will be simply writing here response.write. I will be writing a new response to my server, and under this we shall be simply add any chunk of data. So here I can simply say API is running under caps, no worries. And now once the following process shall be completed, I will be simply citing here response.end, just like this. And once the following process shall be completed, I can simply say to listen my entire server at a particular port, and I will be using port of 8080, which is one of my favorite. So once we have done this, let's open our terminal. So now let's open our browser and let's check our localhost over a port of 8080. So let's move here. Let's open a new tab, and here I can simply say localhost 8080, and here you can see we are getting our message of API is running. Congratulations. Now if I simply go back, and here if I add a new message of API is down, press Ctrl and S, and now let's check it up. Alright, let's check our browser. So if I reload my entire browser once, you can see we will be getting a message that API is down. Now this is a way to run your server onto our local host of your browser. Now we can also do one thing, add some of the more functionality into it. So let's go under our following file from here, and let's go down and have http.createServer, and under this as usual it will be requiring a function. So here let's have a new function having a request and a response. And under this function, instead of writing a message to our entire server, and I will be writing here response.write head, that is a new header thing. And under this, if you hover over it, first of all it will be requiring here a status and also a reason phrase. Now the status code for simply saying that our server is running is 2020, that is 200, not 2020. So here let's have the status code of 200, and after this I will be having here a new object, and under this first of all I will be writing here a content type. So here let's have content type, and under this content type I can send any of the content as I want. So for now we are simply playing with our text under HTML. So here let's have text/HTML, just like this. And once our function shall be executed, we can have any sort of option as we need. I can simply say res.write, and here we can write any sort of message to our server. So let's say we are back with content type, just like this. And after this we can manually close off our entire server. So for that you should be writing response.end, and here you should be simply listening to a new port. So instead of 8080 you can also return at 80,000, that is 8000. Format document first. Let's check our terminal if we are getting any error. No any error. Alrighty. So now if I open my browser one more time, and if I reload it once, the following thing shall be loaded up forever. So for doing that thing happen, you should be writing here a port of 80,000, that is 8000. And here you can see we are now getting a different heading that we are back with a content type. Now in this way you can simply add some of the custom headers onto our file. Now don't worry, the following thing might be jumbled up your entire head, that what the thing is going on here. But don't worry, we should be using Express instead of the custom HTTP server of Node.js for carrying up our backend side. But just to give you the general explanation of how Node.js works, we should be taking the following thing up and ready. Now you can also do one thing, let's comment it off. Let's come down, and here you can also print the custom headers onto our console. So what I mean by that is if we simply write HTTP of create server, and under this first of all we should be simply writing here function of response and request, that is request and response. And under this I will be writing response.write. Here let's write a new response. Under the case of request, I can simply catch up my entire request and simply write the URL to the following server itself. After writing the following response, I can simply say response.end the following thing. And once the following thing is done, we should be listening to our favorite port of 8080. Format document first, and we are good to go. Let's open our terminal, no errors. Let's open our browser one more time, and if I load my entire application once. Alright, let's add a new port of 8080. press enter. Now here you can see we are getting a slash. If I write here a new path of say dash about, you will be getting here a path of dash about, cause we are requesting to the following browser that give me the following path in which the user is navigating now. If I simply say here profile, I will be getting the path of profile just like this. Now let's go back under our VS Code, and if I simply say console, alright, console.log of request.url, press enter. Alright, let's navigate here, and if I reload my entire application once and check our Visual Studio Code, you can see we will be getting here our entire profile, that the following thing was purposely forwarded, that the user has navigated. Now don't worry, this thing is just a Chrome extension, you don't need to worry about it. So I guess this was just a basic explanation of how Node.js work. Now don't forget to play with the following HTTP server in your own way to understand what is Node.js and how should be using it. So for the following tutorial, we have implemented the functionality of basics of Node.js about how can we use Node.js HTTP package under our system. And in the next tutorial, we shall be taking a look over what is a Express and how we can use Express to automate the following server running process instead of writing the following boilerplate code. So with that said, if you have loved this tutorial, please hit that like button, and also let me know in the comments about the total voice of this tutorial as I am using a new mic. So with that said, I will see you in the next one while implementing onto our Flutter and custom backend tutorial series. So I will see you in the next one with another great video. Till then, goodbye.